Hi, my name's David Wright and today I'm in Almeria with my friend Alejandro. Alejandro runs Salvador Tax and Legal here, a family-run business in Almeria, and he helps people with their residency, tax, and just about every piece of paperwork you need when living and working in Spain. Alejandro is also the Honorary British Consulate here in Spain. So, hi, good morning Alejandro.
Good morning, David.
Now, first of all, I've got a few questions I'm going to ask you today. I'm not going to bombard you with loads of questions because we've come up with a better idea. You're going to do a webinar where you're going to be answering just about all the questions that people have about the Brexit, residency, tax and everything else.
Right.
So first of all, just a few questions. A lot of people are asking about this residency payment now that you need. Can we just explain once again how much it is you need to have proof of income and for how long do you need to prove that income for residency in Spain?
Right. Okay. Yes. I mean, people are very worried right now with the Brexit that finally came, and they realize now that they probably didn't do their homework and fix things before the end of 2020. That was the deadline. What I want to explain is the possibilities that people have got right now to live in Spain. That at the end of the day is what people ask you probably. The thing is that since the 1st of January 2021, UK has become like a third country. It's not more for the European Union. So we have to apply the law for these not European countries. So right now we have purely two possibilities. The first possibility is the golden visa, and the second possibility is what you said is a non-lucrative visa. The golden visa is there for those that are investing in this country, in Spain. You can, depending on the type of investment that you want to do, you will have to invest one amount or other. Basically, what people need to know, what I'm sure that they are most interested, is that if you invest in a property, in a house, or 2 or 3 or 5, there shouldn't be just one, 500,000 euros, right? So the cost of the property altogether, or just for one property, 500,000 euros, we will give you a residence for initially 2 years, and then you can extend in another 5 years. With this is very good system because people do not need to live in Spain, but they will obtain a permit to come in, to live or not, and to move all around Schengen area. So with this investment in a property or farms or other things, you can live in Spain with no issues. You can work also, and you can decide if you are fiscal resident or not, depending on the time that you spend in Spain.
Sure. So
this is the first thing that people need to know. For those that cannot afford to pay this 500,000 euros, there is a second possibility that is more focused to retired people. That is what you said, the non-lucrative visa. The non-lucrative visa is something that you need to ask in England or in UK before you come to Spain, because it needs to be applied.
This is something that can't be done in Spain now.
No,
it's done in your original country.
Correct.
Yeah.
The golden visa can be done in Spain when you are about to come or you make the investment. But the non-lucrative visa, that is the second option, is just done in the UK or anywhere else, but not in Spain, not while you are in Spain. It should be done through the Spanish embassy in London or in another place. With this, the requirements are that you need to have an income, the minimum amount that they say that you have to have on a yearly basis is around 30,000 euros. So your income for 1 year, coming from pensions, from rentals, from salaries, from any other thing that you might have, is 30,000 euros for one member of the family. And if they are a couple, the second person must get around 7,000 euros. So in total, we can talk about
And what about children, if they've got children?
It's included, it's just for
the first person and the partner or wife.
Correct. So if you get that, you will get a resident, a non-lucrative visa for a period. And you will have to, normally it's given for 5 years, and you will not have to prove every year that you have that income. It's just after when this expires, the initial, you will have to do it. Also, it's important to say that this non-lucrative visa is not for those that are in the age of work, because you cannot. This will won't give you the right to work in Spain. It's just to live in Spain, right? So if someone is still on the age of to work and is looking to work in Spain, that's not what you can do.
Right. So if somebody wants to set up a business here, they still need to prove the income. If they want to open a bar or a restaurant or some sort of small business here, they can't apply to do that unless they invest $500,000. Is that correct, or what's the requirements there?
Well, the Golden Visa has other aspects where you can invest in Spain. I didn't tell you because it is other things, but you can invest in what we call our bonds. This is the Spanish gold bonds. That is around 2 million, or a deposit in the bank account, in any bank account in Spain of 1 million. The property that I told you that is 500,000, and the last thing is that you are going to establish a business in Spain. But this, in my opinion, it's not for those that are looking to open a bar or to open a small business. This is focused on big things. If you are going to employ people, if your technology is going to be advanced, if you are going to do investigation, this is the kind of investments in companies that I think that the government will accept, or are looking for people. And this is subject to approval. This is not something that is immediately given. This is something that must be approved for whoever is dealing with these things, and they will value the kind of investment that you're going to do, the level of employment, or the level of technology. I don't know. It's something that must be provided for people.
So just for a residency now, a British person needs to apply for that in the UK. They can't do it in Spain, because we're getting a lot of people saying they're thinking of coming over now. The restrictions are starting to ease up. They come over and they're going to apply for it here. They have to apply for it in their own country. That's correct, yeah?
Correct. I also want to mention that this, what I told you, is for those that have never been in Spain, let's say on a permanent basis. Imagine this case of people that they were more or less living in Spain, maybe 2 or 3 months in a calendar year, and they have a house, and they have registered themselves in what we call the padron, in the town hall. For those people that they have a kind of roots in Spain before the 2020, not now, should be before the end of last year, there is also a possibility of applying for this TIE that has been there for before the 2020 ends. But you need to demonstrate that in some way your roots were in Spain with what I told you.
So they have possibly bought a property here, which has been their holiday home, but they're coming here, regular visits to stay here.
Correct.
And they're registered with the padron.
Correct.
So then there's options there.
Yeah, so this I didn't mention at the beginning, because those non-lucrative visa and the golden visa is just for those that they don't have any link with Spain before 2020, and from 2021 onwards there is this possibility that again is subject to approval by the Foreign Office, and it's not very clear what they decide, because it's been since January, but they left open a bit the possibilities for those that for any reason didn't apply by the end of 2020, but are looking to stay here after Brexit.
So basically, people with property in Spain, that have had property in Spain before the Brexit, they really need to look into this, the new TIE, and get in contact with you, because there's options for them to have more options about coming to Spain to stay longer terms.
Correct. One thing that also is very interesting, and people are confused, is that since the Brexit took place in January 2021, this doesn't mean that you can't come to Spain, right? The agreement with the withdrawal agreement, what says is that with your passport, of course not now with the COVID restrictions and so on, but when everything ends, now apparently it's going to be in May, you can come to Spain just with your passport and stay here a maximum of 90 days every 180 days.
Sure.
So probably you could come twice a year and stay these 3 months, 90 days, and it's just with your passport. You don't need to apply for a visa, you don't need to obtain any kind of resident permit. And one thing that I also want to tell you right now is that people think that because of the Brexit, they can't buy in Spain, and that's not true. You can still buy in Spain. The only thing is that you cannot reside, you cannot live in Spain if you don't.
They can still buy an apartment here and come here on holidays and stay here for 90 days at a time. And so, you know, it's not the end of the world. You can still come and visit and enjoy your property in Spain.
Correct. I mean, imagine you can come every 180 days for 90 days. You could be in a calendar year, it could be 4 or 5 months in total in one year. So at the end of the day, I know, because of when you know your clients and our clients, normally there are a lot of people that is doing that. They go back in the summer because it's very hot in here. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. As you said, you can still come here. You can live in Spain with this 90 days rule, and you can buy in Spain and with your NIE, that is not difficult to apply for.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So about the webinar, I'm going to put a link in the description box below or above this video. But the webinar, you're going to go into more detail on answering a lot of different questions. Can you just tell us quickly what's it all going to be about?
Yeah, well, basically we are going to talk about everything that I told you today about how to obtain your residency in Spain and your new legal status after the Brexit. The webinar is called like in Spain, post-Brexit, and about taxes. That is also very important for those that did apply for the TIE, that in some way came in 2020 to live in Spain. There are some, let's say, tax commitments that they need to know and to declare accordingly. So we will talk about taxes, we will talk about inheritance tax, that is also something that is important to know. We'll talk about something that there are a lot of clients of us, and I'm sure that you know many people that are not married, and they in Spain, if you are not married, you can be penalized in the way of taxes because you are treated differently, for example, with inheritance tax. So we will talk a bit of what we call pareja de hecho, that is a system that is similar to your civil partnership. But we have in Spain, and with that you are covered. So basically, as the title says, living in Spain post-Brexit, everything that someone that is from UK need to know if you are looking to, or you live, or you're looking to live in Spain after that. Brilliant.
Okay, so I'll put a link, people can register that below this video, and they can get in touch with you for more details and watch that. When is it again?
It's going to be the 11th of March.
11th of March.
Yeah, I think it's 11:30.
Okay, brilliant. And so just a bit of positive news, because there is a lot of negativity regarding Spain and the Brexit and everything, and the virus. There is options for people coming here, not just the 30,000 and the 500,000 investing in properties. If people have got a property in Spain, they need to find out more about the TIE card and their rights with that, and they can get in touch with you through the link below this website as well. So it's a bit of positive news, really, isn't it, for people that, and it's not the end of the world. People can still come and visit Spain. There's just a bit more paperwork and more restrictions. So
yeah, it's what you say. It's not the end of the world. I mean, the Brexit has been a big step. Sometimes negative things, but I mean, just you can make your life more or less the same that before. And for those that they were living in Spain but they didn't apply, there is this possibility. Of course, now it's not so automatic, and it used to be that they were giving easily. Things need to be subject to decisions, but at least we have this, let's say, window that we can get in and try to obtain things for people that are desperate, because you know cases of people that they are in trouble because they think that
a lot of misinformation out there. People are getting information from somebody that told them about it, and it's not correct. So okay, brilliant. Well, thanks for that, Alejandro. And I'll put a link in the description box below this video if you want to learn more about the webinar coming up. Register for that, because it's some very important information that we all need to know. So thanks very much for watching.